Welcome back to my channel where I help you make sense of math by understanding how it works and why it works. And today we're going to be learning how to solve one-step equations. And so when I mean how does it work and why does it work, a lot of the times when we learn how to solve for equations, we are taught a lot of steps how to do it. Well, you need to isolate the variable. You need to use the inverse operation. Step one, do this. Step two, do this, without making any connections. And so why it works, we want to think about what does a variable represent? Well, it's an unknown amount. So I want to be making sense of the math as I go. So when I use x, like x plus 3 equals 10, I want to be thinking, okay, what number plus 3 equals 10? And I know that that's 7. So starting with one-step equations, it's really easy for us to see the why, and then we have the how is the procedural part of it. So we want to make sure that we are using both together so that we can make sense of what we're doing and not just merely memorize steps. So today we'll do a couple problems together, and then make sure you stick around till the end for our bonus question. So let's go ahead and get into it. We're solving equations and we're going to solve for the variable, and remember these are all one-step equations, and so we have number one here. We're going to start with 5 plus x equals 4. So remember we are going to use the inverse operation to help us isolate the variable or solve for x. And so we're going to start off and we're just going to kind of keep our work organized. So we want to remember that each side of the equation maintains equivalency, or we want them to be balanced. And so that's why I write this line right here, because what I do to one side I'm going to do to the other. So we have 5 plus x, and so the way I undo addition or the inverse operation is to subtract. So I'm going to subtract 5 from both sides of the equation on each side of the line. So 5 minus 5 gives me 0, and then we have 0 plus x leaves me with just x. And then we have 14 minus 5 is 9. And so x equals 9. Then you can go back and check your answer. So 5 plus 9 is 14, and 14 equals 14. So you should have the same value on each side. That's what maintains its equivalency, or we can say that it's balanced. Now remember, this is how you do it. Why we do this, you want to think about what's actually happening with the math. You want to think to yourself, 5 plus what number equals 14? Sometimes you can just solve this in your head. Oh, 5 plus 9 is 14, so 14 equals 14. When we're solving equations, we're kind of following these procedures. Use the inverse operation to solve for x, isolate the variable, but really all we're doing is, if we want to think about it logically, is we're saying what number plus 5 equals x, and we're kind of just going back through our operations to solve for x. So let's go ahead and look at number 2. We have x minus 4 equals 6. So I'm going to zoom this in, and I'm going to again balance out my equation. Both sides are equal. Same thing, let's use that train of thought. What number minus minus 4 equals 6? Well, that's easy. 10 minus 4 equals 6, okay? So that's why it works, is we want to think about a variable is an unknown amount. We're just saying what unknown amount minus 4 is 6? Well, we know that it's 10, but let's just check it procedurally. So the way we undo subtraction is the inverse operation is addition. So we're going to add 4 to both sides. And then minus 4 plus 4 gives us 0. Okay, and then we have x plus 0 leaves us with just x, and x equals 10. Then if we plug that back in, 10 minus 4 is 6, and 6 equals 6. So my answer is correct. Let's look at number 3. So we have x over 7. Now remember, all fractions are division problems, so this is the same as x divided by 7 equals 3. So remember, we're asking ourselves, what number divided by 7 equals 3? You can probably do that in your head. If I just follow the steps or the procedures, we undo division by multiplying. So I would multiply both sides by 7. Okay, and there's our answer. 3 times 7 is 21, and hopefully you know your multiples of 7. So when I said what number divided by 7 equals 3, you know that it's 7. Okay, but here's the math. Okay, here's how it works. So we do 7 times x and then divided by 7, and 7 divided by 7 equals 1. And then we have 1 times x Any number times 1 equals itself, so that's why we're left with just x. So x equals 21. And I just walked you through that part right there because sometimes teachers will say it cancels out. Make sure you understand what's actually happening mathematically. Numbers don't just disappear. Okay, we're just simplifying as we go. So x equals 21. Let's go ahead and have you try it. Go ahead and try number 4. 4 times what number equals 16? So remember, when it's written right next to each other like that, that means we're multiplying. 4 times x. 4 times what number equals 16? Go ahead and leave your answer in the comments below. So today we learned how to solve one-step equations, and if you want to spend some more time on this topic, go ahead and check out the video I've linked below. It's a full deep dive where we go over several practice problems and I spend some more time on vocabulary, so go ahead and take a look. Also, all the problems you saw today are straight out of our Summer Before 7th Grade workbook, so if you would like a copy of your own, that's also linked below. Thanks for learning with me today, and we'll see you on the next lesson.